Hi there, everyone. On this webinar, we are going to take a look at AWR client rates on temp and contract jobs. So we're going to look at creating those rates pre and post when you're creating a brand new job, or how you can preset those rates. And we're also going to take a look at amending pre and post rates, particularly the post rates if you didn't have them when you originally created that job. So really, to remain compliant, you must ensure that once the AWR qualifying period has gone past, so the 12 weeks are up, then agency workers' basic pay and their conditions are the same as a directly employed member of staff. So what the ADAPT system can do to help you is it can store pre and post qualifying rates, and these attach to both the client, job and assignment records. It will automatically apply the post rates after the 12 weeks are up. As long as they're in there, it will automatically update for you, which is fantastic. And also, these rates, the correct rates, will also apply and reflect in the timesheets when they're created. So what I would like to do first of all is to start off with showing you that when you're creating a job, how you can kind of preset or set up your rates. So if we go to a company record first of all, so for example, here we've got a company record. If you have got, with this company, certain temp roles that you're always putting in and you're working on the temp regular side of things, you can go into the company and you can preset the rates for each job type. So as you can see in here, we've got a financial information page. You can click into here, and if we scroll down, we have got a rate section. So this particular section links only to temp regular rates. So if we scroll down, we've got add client rate. So we can click on that in here. And then what you'll see is you've got the category section. So you can click on the drop down, select your job category in here. And then you can add in your pre-rate data. So the pay and the charge for that candidate, for that job, and the post pay and charge fields as well. So you can go and add that in here. And if you have the post rates while you're setting up that job, of course, add those in straight away. If you don't, it's important to understand how you can go back and amend those rates. So if we scroll down, you can see in here, you've got those client rates in there linked in. So when you go and create a job in the system now, so if we go drop down to job, create new temp job, and as I mentioned before, you select the temp regular job. What you'll see is if you go into the rate category here and select the correct job category or rate category, so if we see accounts clerk, notice when I select that, it pre-sets up all my rates. So I've already got my pre in there. And if this role does go on after 12 weeks, it automatically applies those post rates in there. Now with a temp shift job, you have a couple of options. You can create a framework, so you can preset again all your rates for particular roles. So you can do it for all the roles at a particular company, or you can do a role and you can apply that framework or set of rate matrices. You can apply that to as many companies as you like. Now it's quite a complex area of the system, so I'm not going to go into that too much at the moment, but you can see we've got frameworks. We do have framework webinars, and in there, it will show you how to create in there your rates per job. And in there again, you'll have the same fields in there, which always shows pre and post AWR. If you did have a framework connected to a particular client, if we scroll up in the financial information page, where it says framework, you would see it listed here. Or if you've got one already and you've pre-built it and you want to link it to a client, you can link it here. So click on that. And then you could then select a particular framework and link those rates through. So if we then go to let's go and take a look at a job in here. So we know that you can see the rates on the financial information page of the client. If we go to a temp regular job, just to show you, the job record itself, and it's the same for contract, if we scroll down, we have got a rates and payroll page. Again, you're having their pre-rates and post if they've been put in. Now, this bit's quite important. So if you have got a job, you have not yet booked anybody into that job. So it's still an open job. It's not being filled. And in that time before you filled it, you find out the post rates and you want to go and add those in. You would come to this particular page, rates and payroll, and you click on job rates here. And then you would go and amend them in this section. Okay, so that's for an unfilled role. As you can see in my example, I'm working in a filled job. So it's completely filled and I filled that position. Now, if I filled the role and the candidate started working in that job, and then once I've done that, I find out the rates, which is quite possible. You might not find them out till later on. Instead of updating them on the job record, what you would do is you would update those rates in the assignment record. So drop down from here, we go to assignments page here, and you can see Lucy is booked into that job. So we need to go into the assignment to amend those rates. So if we click onto the start date, or you could click on any of these fields, to be honest, except for the name, click into here, you can see we're now in the assignment record. So that is the booking record. And then if you wanted to go and amend the rates in there, so as you can see, you go to activities and then you go to amend rates. So you'd always do it in the assignment record. See how you can go in there and then you can enter in your post rates in here. The timesheet, if you are running timesheets in the ADAPT system, is going to look at the rates from here in the assignment record. It's not going to look back on the job record. It's always going to connect to here. So it's very important you understand the difference between adding them in on the job or adding them in on the assignment record. Now, on a contract job, it's slightly different. You cannot preset rates on a contract job. So you can't go in like we did on the temp roles and preset those in there. What you can do is, if we go back into our client, is when you are creating a contract job in here, this is when you'd put in your rates. So new contract job, you can say the pay type. So are they going to be daily, weekly, or hourly? So we say hourly. And then at this point is when you create the rates for your contract role. So you can put in standard rates and up to 2 overtime and see exactly the same. You've got pay in here, you have got charge in here, and you've again got your post rates in here, and then your post charge in here. So you can go in, add those in here, and then confirm. And then the same options apply. If you want to amend those rates on the contract role, then what you would do, I think we have one in here. Exactly the same. So if this job had not been filled, you go on the drop down and you go to the rates and payroll. If it has been filled, as we can see mine has, and then you find out the rates, you'd need to make sure, in this example, we have 2 people in the job. You'd go to interviews and assignments. You've both got Daisy and Gillian. And if both of them have post rates in there that you need to amend or add in, you would then click into, first of all, Daisy's assignment record. And then you go to activities and then you change the rates and get those added into here. So the new standard rates in there and then post AWR. And once you've done that, you can click back, go back into the contract job, and then you've got Gillian's to put in. So you would then click in her assignment record here and then go drop down and change those rates. So as we've seen, when those rates are put in, they're against the client record, they're on the temp and contract jobs in there, and they're also listed against the assignment. So depending on what stage you're at on that job, you can go in and amend them if needed.